the female reed warbler incubates its 4 eggs. One of the brood is starting to hatch. However, it is not the young reed warbler. 2 weeks ago, a female cuckoo, unseen by the reed warbler, dropped her egg into this nest. The reed warbler did not notice the trick.
Communism, socialism, fascism. The differences in those three are the same differences in pretty, gorgeous, or beautiful. Just as pretty, gorgeous, or beautiful means something that's good to look at, appeasing to the eyes, communism, socialism, fascism means a totalitarian state, dictatorship, an iron fist rule. Those systems can be used interchangeably because it's really all the same, really. Some context as to what we've been seeing these past maybe 6 years. The woke progressive movement, which is actually a Luciferian movement. This movement, it has a lot of different factions in it. Remember a while back I compared it to a centipede or a crab that has a lot of legs. And a few of those legs are, I'm not going to name them all, but a few of those legs are Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and the LGBTQIA plus more. It has a lot of legs with the LGBTQIA having the biggest claw on the crab. You know how certain types of crabs have that one giant claw? But this woke movement that we call the left, and it is the left, but not really. It's only the left because the DNC is where this Luciferian movement has laid its eggs at. It's a parasite. Like the cuckoo bird whose name is Karl Marx for Marxism. Marxist. That big chick you see right there does not belong in that nest. That bird is foreign. German to be exact, as in the Frankfurt School that came out of Operation Paperclip. Operation Paperclip, where during World War II, the United States made a deal with Germans who were, likely going to be executed or imprisoned for war crimes. The United States said, you know what, tell you what, we're not going to kill you. You can live, but you got to work for us. And these Germans, these Nazis, were installed in various institutions and other places of influence like colleges. And this is why we see this demonic activity going on. But this woke progressive movement that we call the left, like I said, it doesn't belong there in the DNC. The DNC is just the nest that these communists laid their eggs in. In the DNC, its constituents, the congregation, Democrats who are registered Democrats or just left-leaning in thought, they nourish this cuckoo. That has pushed the real Democrats out of the nest. And I don't mean kicked out of the nest as in gone. Of course they're still there. But pushed out of the nest as in they're scared to death to speak against the demonology of the woke progressive movement. Democrats in position of authority knows that they will lose their seat in Congress if they speak against it, or it'll ruin their chances of being elected as mayor or governor or other positions like that, so they keep quiet. And or they keep quiet because they've not only been paid to keep quiet, but they've been paid to further the Luciferian agenda of the woke progressive movement. The fascist movement of the progressive left got more money than a little bit. They're bankrolled by big shots, big people like homosexual Peter Thiel, whose aim is to genetically modify human beings into a different species of creature.
You would prefer the human race to endure, right? You're hesitating.
Yeah, well,
yes?
I don't know. I would,
this is a long hesitation. This is a long hesitation.
There's so many questions implicit
in this. Should the human race survive?
Yes.
Okay.
But I also would I also would like us to radically solve these problems.
Right.
And so it's always, I don't know, transhumanism is this, the ideal was this radical transformation where your human natural body gets transformed into an immortal body. And there's a critique of, let's say, the trans people in a sexual context, or I don't know, a transvestite is someone who changes their clothes and cross dresses. And a transsexual is someone where you change your, I don't know, penis into a vagina. And we can then debate how well those surgeries work. But we want more transformation than that. The critique is not that it's weird and unnatural. It's so pathetically little. And okay, we want more than cross-dressing or changing your sex organs. We want you to be able to change your heart and change your mind and change your whole body.
Yeah, they told themselves that they could live better in the future if they just adjust humans. They could live a wonderful life if they just fix humans. We need to be fixed. So the Peter Thiels and the others, they throw big money at this woke movement.
And lots of dollars, spending every dime for a wonderful time.
And guess where Peter Thiel is from? Go ahead and guess. I'm going to just sit right here for a few seconds. I'm still here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm just sitting here for a second while y'all guess. Didn't get it yet? Okay, I'll tell you. Germany is where Peter Thiel is from. And not saying that because you are Caucasian and you are from Germany that it means you're a Nazi automatically, but I'm just saying that's where the Frankfurt School is, or that's what it comes out of. The mama bird in this commentary are the DNC's constituents. And you're nourishing a Nazi. A Nazi movement, it's a lot of things, but a Nazi movement is what it is, where you're nourishing it and siding with it and supporting it and defending it. A Nazi who had the same, that's what Peter Thiel is, a Nazi who had the same transhumanism agenda as Hitler did. It's the same thing, but with a slight twist or a more modern version of Hitler's ethnic purity ideology. Peter Thiel is targeting humans as a species for what he sees as an improvement. The mama bird. A lot of times these birds don't realize that what they've been nourishing is not theirs. And that's the case these days. Case in point. The left doesn't even realize that they're nourishing a cuckoo. But sometimes the mama bird does realize that something ain't right. Like this one who, although it's a bit late in the game, because look how big that thing is, she has stopped feeding that monstrosity that's in her nest. Now, I could go longer, but I'll cut it here and say that the leftists, I'll say this about them, to y'all. The leftists that's nourishing this thing because you think it's against the system, you're right and wrong. Right if you think it's against the system, but wrong if you think it's against the system for the sake of freedom. They're only against the current system. The cuckoo you're nourishing aims to kill you and to have you ruled over by a total totalitarian iron-fisted government. It wants something stronger than a police state. You need to realize that.